Welcome to this educational video on fin clipping hatchery salmon to distinguish them from the wild salmon populations in Washington state. For our children, our grandchildren, and visitors, when we say a native fish or a hatchery fish or a clipped fish, they don't quite know what we mean. But you sportsmen know that if we catch a fish and the adipose fin is missing, that we know that that's a hatchery fish. Let's take a look at this process at the Little White Salmon National Fish Hatchery in South Central Washington. Sportsmen will quickly recognize the inlet to beautiful Drano Lake. As you arrive in the parking lot for the hatchery, you'll notice the release ports and the raceways where these salmon are reared until release. The Hatchery Visitor Center will welcome you to multiple educational displays about the life cycle of salmon, the different types of salmon, and the hatchery process. They also have a place where you can go downstairs and view these salmon in their adult phase right at the hatchery. On the grounds, you'll notice these large trailers. This is where the fin clipping will take place for all the hatchery salmon prior to their release. These trailers are mobile and can go from hatchery to hatchery. Some fin clipping is done manually with these surgical eye scissors on these 2 or 3 inch salmon. This manual process can be slow and tedious, but some of these trailers are dedicated to millions of dollars of equipment that will flow through these salmon thousands and thousands per hour. They have permanent staff and they also have temporary staff during hatchery season. Hatcheries provide housing for out-of-state workers or temporary workers to work at the hatchery. Let's take a look at the automation.
Wow, that is so crazy.
The sound you hear comes from the system of pneumatics and air pressure opening and closing valves as each of these small fish are individually processed through the fin clip process. Notice how the small fish have an innate behavior to swim upstream, and this process takes advantage of that. This pulsing action allows a single fish to escape through the initial port while pushing the rest of them away.
The fish then swim towards an analyzer and clipper.
This unit has the salmon go through a single file where it can actually capture electronic data on the fish. The adipose fin is clipped. This monitor shows the fish as they're passing through and the number of fish per pound. The hatchery staff knows exactly how many fish they process and exactly the size of each of these individual fish. Multiple units process thousands and thousands of fish each hour. Quality control checks are performed frequently. The hatchery can also electronically tag fish by inserting a little wire into the nose of the salmon. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little look at fin clipping hatchery salmon at the Little White Salmon National Fish Hatchery. A big thank you to the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife as they manage this salmon population for our healthy wild populations and also providing a great fishery for our sportsmen here in Washington State. If you'd like a tour, here's some information about the hatchery. Thank you for watching.